Here's a great offer you cannot afford to resist from the BC Olatilo Show, BOS and Biscan TV. Grand Masters in event coverage, production and packaging. Full post-event packaging and broadcast of your events days after with 2 repeats. You can watch the events all over from the beginning to the end in the comfort of your homes and offices, while you can also alert others too. Those planning birthday parties, weddings, burials, coronations, convocations, political campaigns and conventions, as well as corporate events, can cash in on this new way to build a credible, long-lasting archive for their events. Contact BOS and Biscan TV for the coverage of your parties, events, projects, and packaging of documentaries and political rallies. Call 0802 357 0075, 0803 390 1756, and 0802 615 4574. The BC Olatilo Show, BOS and Biscan TV. The Grand Masters of event coverage, production and packaging for over 23 years consistently and still counting. Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Abuad, is a private university located in Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State, Nigeria. It was founded by lawyer and philanthropist Are Afe Babalola, SEN, OFR, CON in 2009. The university offers academic programs in the colleges of sciences, law, engineering, social and management sciences, medicine, health sciences, pharmacy, as well as postgraduate studies. It was recently ranked Nigeria's best university by the Times Higher Education Impact Rankings, the only global performance table that appraises universities across the world against the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Abuad, which has a student population of about 8,000 from all parts of the country and the world, is the fastest growing and most sought-after citadel of higher learning around the world. The Abuad multi-system, ultra-modern, multi-billion-dollar highly equipped hospital is the best in Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa. The 400-bed Abuad multi-system hospital undertakes open-heart surgery and attends to other critical health problems. With a total of 20,000 employees, mostly professionals in the Abuad workforce, Are Emmanuel Afe Babalola is easily the highest employer of labor in Ekiti State after the Ekiti State government. Abuad is the most inclusive academic community where everything works seamlessly. 24-hour electricity, zero tolerance for strike, and a very conducive atmosphere for academic work. On Thursday, the 20th of October 2022, Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Abuad, had its 12th anniversary and 10th Unbroken Convocation lecture with the theme, The Place of Education in a Crisis-Ridden Nigeria. The program was held at the Alpha Belgore Multi-Purpose Hall of the institution. Afe Babalola University is a brainchild of renowned legal luminary, enigmatic leader and iconic Are Afe Babalola, CON, OFR, SEN. The guest speaker was Chief Michael Zekome, OFR, CON, SEN, a leading constitutional lawyer and human rights activist. The program started with a recitation of the national anthem, followed by the university anthem. Some of the high-profile personalities that graced the occasion were His Excellency, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Are Afe Babalola, the founder of Abuad, and his wife, Yeye Are Modupe Babalola, Professor Tunde Adeniran, Pro-Chancellor of Abuad, Engineer Segun Oni, former Governor of Ekiti State, Professor Peter Okebukola, former Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, NUC, and member Board of Trustees, Afe Babalola University, Abuad, Professor Mrs. Maranda Olarinde, Vice Chancellor, Abuad, Bishop Felix Femi Ajakai, Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Ekiti, among many others. The welcome address was delivered by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Maranda Olarinde.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute honor and great pleasure to welcome you all to the 10th Convocation lecture of the great Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Abuad, the premier and past fastest growing university in Africa. Recently, ranked by the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking as #1 university of the 197 universities in Nigeria and number 321 among all universities in the world.
This was followed by an elaborate citation of the guest lecturer, Chief Michael Zekome, read by Dr. Ife Bamidele. The convocation lecture was delivered by the guest lecturer, Chief Michael Zekome, OFR, CON, SAN. He spoke on the theme, The Place of Education in Crisis-Ridden Nigeria. He described incessant abduction of children, banditry, and continuous borrowing as major evils destroying Nigeria's education system. According to the legal luminary, these ills are signs of a failed state. He called for a proactive and aggressive action in tackling corruption, poverty, insecurity, mediocrity, illegality, deprivation, cultism, poor funding, among others, if the country must be brought back to sanity.
The profligacy, the graft, the bacchanalian propensity to consume, the primitive acquisitive instincts of the ruling class, both military and civilian, the state captors, have undoubtedly and unarguably contributed to the erosion of our cherished values and consequent attendant degeneration in our educational system, leading to the present crisis we are having. How bad is this educational system? It is bad, bad, and bad. And the easiest way of defining it is by knowing that our children, your children, the supposed leaders of tomorrow, the future of this country, have been at home for 9 months for 90. What are their teachers asking for? Mere living wage, so that they can live. Teachers are like walking corpses and the living dead, as Professor Ayi Koyama will call them in his epic, The Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born. In universities and in schools, we have cultism, we have what they call blocking, sales of grades, by which a student determines what grade he wants. If he say there's a mark, if it's a B, there's an amount, there's some fixed for that. They call it blocking, a word of mouth. We now have a sorry situation where some students, internet scammers, they are able to build their own houses within a university town or rent an apartment and refurbish it. They have living lovers as girlfriends, and their teachers even bring their papers to them in their houses, help them to read and to copy, and they even answer them, sir. It can't be worse than that.
Chief Michael Zekome also warned against poor allocation of funds to education. According to him, allocating only 7.7% of the nation's budget to education, rather than the UNESCO recommended 20 to 25%, will certainly have a negative effect on the country's future.
Because we do not spend in education. And when you are not educated, you are even the most difficult people to govern. Because an enlightened populace becomes easy to govern. Examination malpractices, leakages, with teachers writing exams for their students, organized cheating, smuggling of answer sheets into classrooms, with students benefiting from external assistance, dubbing, photocopying, secret courtesy rising in higher institutions, even now in secondary schools. And I learned that in some primary schools, courtesy has actually surfaced. In primary schools, not just secondary schools. In my own time at Ife, we had the Panwai Drinkers Club. And we would carry calabash and dance on the streets of University of Ife. People like Rotimi Akeredolu. We were there together, Professor Ihonveri, Senator Mamora will be dancing. Chief Shegun will be dancing on the street singing. We didn't know secret courtesan. There was nothing like secret courtesan. It was a taboo. It was forbidden. It was an anathema. We must go by the provisions of the African Charter of Human and People's Rights and United Nations Declaration of Human Rights of 1948. When you go through them, you will see much provision. But our problem is that the devil is in detail. We do not have the political will to carry out this position.
A contribution question and answer session followed afterwards. There were contributions from Professor Peter Okebukola, Bishop Francis Ajakai, Professor Tunde Adeniran, and finally, His Excellency General Olusegun Obasanjo.
Whenever he invites, I will endeavor. Because I made a mistake in life, and I must continue to receive punishment for making that mistake. And that mistake was appointing Are Babalola as the Pro-Chancellor of Lagos University, where he brought a lot of changes. I think normally you do one term as Pro-Chancellor. He finished his term, he got a second term because he was doing so well, and he had his plan, a few more things to do in that university, and say, well, it's all done. I left, and those who came in did not allow him to do those few things that he wanted to do, feel that his work has been done. Then he got a challenge. What should he now do? And he decided, all right, if I cannot do it in Lagos University, can I do it elsewhere? And I believe that is how Abuad was born. That was my mistake. I hope I will continue to make such mistakes. Because if that mistake had not been made, Nigeria would have been denied this facility, which I am proud to be part of. And Are, all grace to your elbow. We are all grateful to you.
The guest lecturer, Chief Michael Zekome, SEN, responded to all the questions and comments before he ended with words of prayers for the host, Are Babalola, the founder of Abuad, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, as well as Nigeria. There was a surprise cake-cutting exercise in honor of Chief Michael Zekome, SEN, at 65, led by former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo.
60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65.
The closing remark was given by Are Babalola, the chief host and founder, Abuad.
When there was problem in the University of Lagos, where the certificates of the university were being sold in Korea, South Korea. He, at that time, Professor Adetiran, my chancellor now, was a minister under him. That was when I was proposed to be pro-chancellor to the University of Lagos. And I accepted that on condition that I would not earn a kobo. I wanted to serve free. Thank you very much. And I served free for 7 years. The University of Lagos, where I served, gave me the opportunity of knowing the road in university education. So when I left the 7th year, I said, why can't I establish a university? It would be an example of how university should be run. So that was why we established this place. And fortunately, in the second year, because the first university to start on its own permanent site with all buildings ready. And at that time, Peter Kola, professor who is here, was then the executive secretary. They came, they saw what they put on ground, and they said, this is magic and miracle combined. And described this place as the model, benchmark, and reference point. We are still going to do.
Later in the day, the 2022 Founders Dinner and Awards Night was held at the same venue, Alpha Belgore Multipurpose Hall, Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti. The hall was filled to capacity as both staff and students of the institution, as well as parents and other guests, were present to dine and wine with the founder, Are Afe Babalola. King Sunny Ade and his band got everyone dancing as he provided the very best of music. Theatre and performing arts students of the institution also entertained guests with some energetic cultural displays. Some notable personalities present at the dinner were Are Afe Babalola, the chief host and founder, Abuad, and his wife, Yeyare Modukpe Babalola. Professor Tunde Adeniran, the pro-chancellor and chairman of council, Abuad. Prince Bisi Olatilo, renowned broadcaster and chairman and CEO, Biscon Communications. Professor Smaranda Olarinde, Vice Chancellor, Abuad. Chief Michael Zekome, OFR, CON, SCN, and wife, Mrs. Josephine Zekome, among many others. Dance sessions with King Sunny Ade began with the founder, Are Afe Babalola, with family and friends, as well as Abuad staff members. After the first dance session, Professor Mrs. Smaranda Olarinde, Vice Chancellor, Abuad, Professor Yekini Lawal, Director of Academic Planning, and Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, Professor Sandy Olawi, SCN, anchored the special Founders Award presentation session. At the end of the award presentation, the dance session with King Sunny Ade continued for a while before the closing remark was given by the Pro-Chancellor, Professor Tunde Adeniran, and founder, Are Afe Babalola, which officially brought the dinner to an end. The much-anticipated 10th Unbroken Convocation Grand Finale and Award Ceremony of Afe Babalola University, Abuad, was held on Friday, the 21st of October, 2022, at the Alpha Belgore Multipurpose Pavilion of the institution. It was a gathering of scholars, seasoned administrators and individuals who have distinguished themselves intellectually and otherwise. After an organized procession, the event started with the recitation of the national and university anthem. Notable personalities at the convocation were the chief host and founder, Afe Babalola University Ado-Ekiti, Are Afe Babalola SEN, and wife, Yeye Are Modukpe Babalola, Engineer Segun Oni, former governor of Ekiti State, and wife, Olukemi Oni, His Excellency Umar Kadafu Usman, Deputy Governor of Borno State, His Royal Majesty the 18th Shehu of Borno, Alhaji Garba El Kanemi, His Imperial Majesty the Oni of Ife, Oni Adeyeye Nito Ogunwusi, Chief Michael Zekome, SEN, Prince Bisi Olatilo, the Chairman and CEO BISCON Communications, among others. The ceremony was declared open by the founder and Chancellor, Afe Babalola University Ado-Ekiti, Are Afe Babalola SEN. The welcome address was delivered by the Pro-Chancellor, Abuad, Professor Tunde Adeniro. This was followed by the opening remarks of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Smaranda Olarinde.
It is with the greatest delight and pleasure that I welcome you on behalf of the Governing Council of this great institution, Afe Babalola University Ado-Ekiti, to our 10th Convocation and 13th Founders Day ceremonies. Each year, the convocation ceremony marks the solemn and formal initiation of the university's graduates who have worked diligently and persistently to receive their hard-earned degrees and release them to the world to become transformational leaders and change agents. The convocation ceremonies also provide opportunities to celebrate the great vision of the founder and Chancellor, Are Afe Babalola, and the matchless efforts of our faculty members, researchers, and the university management team, through whose tireless dedication and commitment, Abuad has continued its phenomenal upward trajectory as a reference point.
On behalf of our President, Founder, and Chancellor, Are Afe Emmanuel Babalola, OFR, CON, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, LLD London, his genial wife, Yeye Are Modukpe Babalola, the Board of Trustees, the Governing Council, the Senate, staff, and students of Afe Babalola University Ado-Ekiti, I welcome you all to the grand finale of the 12th anniversary and the 10 Unbroken Convocation ceremonies. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are graduating today 1,673 students made up of 1,418 bachelors, out of which 121 students obtained first class.
The founder of Abuad, Areafe Babalola, while delivering his speech, spoke about the decay in the education system in Nigeria, especially the university system. He appealed to the government to increase funding for public universities.
I'm therefore taking this opportunity to advise that government should stop increasing the number of private universities unless those universities have relevant equipment and materials as required by law. Finally, this is convocation ceremony. It is expected to be one which is done without noise. Yesterday I knew what I went through at night. Everything must be cool, calm, and I expect you to follow the rules. Let people know that in Abuad, we follow the existing system in other places. I wish the best. When you leave this place, you can go and enjoy and eat your rice. And if you are good enough, let me have my own rice. Thank you very much indeed. God bless you all.
Dr. Habibat Omolara Adubiaro, SSG Ekiti State, who represented the governor of Ekiti State, His Excellency, Mr. Abiodun Abayomi Oyebanji, also gave a brief remark.
His Excellency, Abiodun Abayomi Oyebanji, do not want Baba Afe Babalola and Afe Babalola University's invitation and the request to go in vain. He sent my humble self to represent him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the little way the prevailing money period in Ekiti State allowed him to handle the coincidental location. As a witness of today's event at the Afe Babalola University, I will report my findings and other messages gathered for His Excellency to attract his appropriate action and actions when the morning of the sudden loss of one of us takes its course.
Former Governor of Ekiti State, Engineer Segun Oni, the 18th Shehu of Borno, Alhaji Garba El Kanemi, and legal icon Chief Michael Zekome, SCN, were conferred with honorary doctorate degrees. There was also the conferment of the status of Emeritus Professor on Professor Israel Esson Wulabi, Provost, College of Engineering, Abuad. Chief Michael Zekome, UFR, CON, SCN, while giving his response on behalf of the honorees, appreciated the founder of the university, Areafe Babalola, the entire Senate, as well as the governing council of the university for the honor, and made a scholarship commitment worth 20 million naira to the school's Faculty of Law.
We thank you, sir, for this honor you have given to us with the Senate of the university and the council of this university and the board of trustees. We are eternally grateful. My echo imbue you with peace that passeth all understanding. On my own humble part, let me sow a seed to show that I have become a part and parcel of this university. You can no longer sweep me away from now onwards. I'm one of you. I'm going to endow a scholarship fund, the details of which will be discussed between the Vice Chancellor and myself, for the best graduating students in some of the faculties and departments, particularly my own turf, law. I will endow that fund, a revolving fund, with a sum of 20 million naira. Once more, sir, we thank you, sir. May God bless you. And you graduates of today, may God bless you and make you useful to yourself, your families, and the entire society. God bless Nigeria.
No fewer than 1,673 graduates bagged different degrees. 121 of them bagged first-class honors. While speaking at the event, His Imperial Majesty, the Oni of Ife, Oni Adeyeye Ogunwusi, tasked the youth, particularly the young graduates, to always show positive attitude to life and use their God-given talents judiciously.
What is ultimate and very important is to give honor to whom honor is due. We need to give honor to our Creator for making today another very successful day, particularly the graduates. You are going into the world now for better upliftment and to face the world and face all the challenges of the world. I want to thank God Almighty for your life, particularly your parents and guardian, for making this to be very successful. God will bless you, and as you are going to the world, I want to thank the management of Abuad as well. Continue to do the things you know how to do best. This is obviously the best university in Nigeria. Congratulations, and God bless all of us.
In his remarks, the founder, Abuad, Are Afe Babalola SCN, urged youth in the country to work assiduously and contribute their quota to national development.
We have had a very beautiful ceremony. I thank the parents, my students, particularly the graduating students. I wish the best of luck as you go out. And by the grace of God, you will do better than the man speaking today in life. I hereby, as the Chancellor of this university, declare this ceremony closed. Thank you.
From BISCON Communications, it's happy 10th convocation to Afe Babalola University at Ado Ekiti.